What is up, everyone? It is the endorsement, and it is time for another review. This is where I try something and tell you if you should like it or not. I can be very persuasive. All right, emergency press conference. Isn't that what El Presidente always calls when something goes wrong? So last week I reviewed the Barstool Sports Dave Portnoy one bite frozen pizza. There it is right over there. I did the 5 cheese option, and the video did pretty well, like 13,000 views, but I got a lot of comments telling me everything I did wrong making that pizza. I said there was some flop. I said there was hardly any crunch, and people said, you don't know what you're doing. It's your oven. Cook it on the oven rack. Even though I said it and showed that I cooked it on the oven rack. You got to use a pizza stone. You don't know what you're doing, etc., etc. So many comments. Now listen. I am revisiting this pizza. I got the Supreme version, and we're gonna cook it with some of the recommendations of some of the commenters. But let me tell you this. I'm 75 years old. I've cooked 1 million frozen pizzas. I've cooked hundreds in the oven. That's right off camera there, heating up. I know how to cook frozen pizzas. I mean, you follow the instructions. Yes, you can tweak them a little bit here or there, but when I was making that one, it said 10 to 13 minutes, and I took it out at 12 minutes and 45 seconds because the cheese was browning pretty good. Now, I still want to like the food that I'm eating. I'm not just going to cook it longer to try to get some crunch on the crust, but jeopardize burning the cheese because the cheese was already getting brown. I still want to eat this. I paid my money and I want to eat it. And the last thing I'm going to say before we check out the final version of this, because I still have to cook it, when I do these frozen pizza reviews, which I hardly do, I want to cook them as the instructions say on the box, at least as close as I can, because I know I can add more cheese, I could cook it here, I could broil it here, but for some of the people out there that just put it in the oven and they make it, they have the instructions on the box for a reason. Can we tweak it here and there? Yes, but I was here to show that when you're going to cook this 13 minutes, which basically it was minus 15 seconds, to me, there wasn't much crunch. To me, it was floppy. So we're going to try it. We're going to try to cook it longer. Listen, I know what I'm doing. It's a frozen pizza. You take it out the box, you put it in the oven. I get it. A lot of ovens are different. I get that as well. But let me just tell you, when I do these reviews, I try not to tweak them too much with these frozen pizzas. I try to follow the instructions to give you an idea. Then you can tweak them in your oven. Oh, my oven runs on hamster power. You got hamsters in your oven, so yours is going to take a little bit longer. We got someone over here who has, I don't know, like a nitrous kick. Yeah, nitrous kick. I know that goes in a car, but you know, some of these people out there might have a oven that they made some adjustments to, and now it cooks all their food in half the time. So listen, I've talked enough, but I wanted to give you a heads up on what the rest of this video is going to be. I'm going to cook this pizza. I'm going to show you this pizza, and we are going to see, based on some of your recommendations, keeping it in the oven longer than it says on the box, but still kind of monitoring it and hope not to burn all the cheese off, just to get a crunch. To me, that's ridiculous. To me, that's ridiculous. It's a frozen pizza, but let's go. The oven's heated up, and I'm ready to go. One bite, round 2. Let's go. All right, so I will say this. It does look better than the first one. So I cooked this one for 5 minutes longer than they require. I cooked this for 18 minutes. But I will say is 5 minutes longer seems like it might be the perfect time. We do have some burnt cheese on a couple spots, but the majority of the pie looks a heck of a lot better than it did last week. So yeah, let me grab a slice right here. I kept this one larger like I did in the other. Let's check out the flop right here. A little bit it wants to go, but not nearly as much as the other one was flopping all over. But let me tell you, the bottom of this, 5 minutes longer, is soft. It is soft like bread. Yeah, it is bread soft on the bottom, even though they have that coloration, because that coloration was already on there when I put it in the oven. So let me just tell you, and you could see the tip right there. See the pizza tip? It's flopping. It's flopping. Now, if I get one of these smaller slices, probably less flop, less flop. just being fair, but these larger slices, and some people like the larger slices, is going to have the flop, but still this bottom part is a little bit more firm on the bottom, but it's still kind of soft to the touch, and that's after 5 more minutes. So I'm sticking to my opinion that there's something up with this crust. You almost have to burn it to get the crisp. Now I will say this, because I'm keeping it fair, when I slice this, I got a crunch on every end of the crust, but only on this outer edge right here. The bottom is still soft. The bottom, I don't know if you can really pick that up. It's soft. It is like fresh bread, maybe 2-3 day old bread. So let's go. Let's take a bite of the Supreme. I got the Supreme, has sausage, peppers, and onion, as well as pepperoni. Here we go. One bite. Everybody knows the rules. You know, what do you want from me? All right, let's take a bite. Yeah, I mean, the bottom is so soft. So soft. All right, so listen, my final take on this, after cooking it 5 minutes longer at 450 degrees, the bottom has no crunch. There's no crunch. Is the sides of the crust crunchy? Of course. You're cooking it 5 minutes longer in a 450 degree oven, so it definitely is crunchy on the outside. Yeah, crunchier, still not crunch, but crunchier, and again, 5 more minutes at 450, and this is the result. Just throwing it out there. All right, so there you go. You saw it, 5 minutes longer, and this is what we're getting. Definitely, look at this. You hold it on the end. It's just a flop. It is a flop. I'm gonna let you know that the flavors on the Supreme taste really good. I still would want more sauce and more cheese on this, but everything else, all the toppings like a normal Supreme pizza work nicely. But if you're telling me that the bottom is gonna get crispy, you're gonna probably have to use a stone. But again, that's just an extra process that most people are not gonna do. And it doesn't say on the box to use a stone. We all know that if you want something a little more crunchy on the bottom, use the stone. Now listen, I'm buying a $7 pizza, guys. I'm not going all out for a $7 pizza. Most of the time, if I had a stone, I might use a stone once in a while. It's something else you got to clean. But there you go. One bite. Everybody knows the rules. Take 2. I took the comments and used it to make this pizza, and it still comes up short on the crunch on the bottom. It gave you more crunch on the edges. I do like the flavor of the Supreme, and I think 4 to 5 minutes extra is the way to go. And if you want crunch on the bottom, use a stone. All you people out there with a money tree, go buy yourself a $100 stone and knock it out. I don't know how much a stone costs. But yeah, there you go. Another video in the books. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, please do not forget to check me out on Instagram and Twitter. That is social media, getting the word of my channel out to the masses. In closing, I hope you enjoyed this little take 2. The comments didn't bother me. I just thought because there were so many of them, we really had to address some of the things I did and why I did them, trying to give you the best interpretation of the instructions on a box for the layman out there. But I will tell you, and you've seen some of my videos, I am someone that likes to mix it up with my frozen pizzas. I add toppings, I add cheese. In most pizzas, I don't have to affect the cooking time because normally they're right on target. This one is its own animal. 5 more minutes, and that was what you got. So thank you again, and we'll see you soon with some more reviews.